Hello everyone, and welcome back to TBO. On today's episode, I apologize if you can hear a fan. It's very hot today. And, oh, fuck. Yeah, I also just cycled a lot, so my lungs are shot. But I've just come out of Fast X, so we're going to be talking about that, and we're also going to be talking about the Super Mario Brothers? Bruise? I was going to say Bruise. The Super Mario Bruise movie. But yeah, because it's been a while, and I have now watched both those movies. I pirated Super Mario Bros. Because I wasn't going to go to a cinema and watch a kid's movie. Yeah, so we'll start with the Super Mario Bros. Movie. It's alright. Honestly, I didn't have a bad time with it. It's very simple, very basic, and I can understand why people don't like it, but it's fine. Honestly, I don't love it. I think it's perfectly reasonable. I had recently watched the live action one, and I didn't hate that one. So, oh shit, hang on, nope. Christ, my AVG internet security thing tried to reset my computer, so that would have been fun. But yeah, the basic premise is that it heavily resembles the original one because so Mario's in the real world. Oh, by the way, full spoilers. So yeah, Mario lives in the real world, in that world, I guess, and then is a disappointment to his family because he's made a plumbing business with his brother, and they're doing stereotypical accents in the trailer, and then that they made for their business, and then they're like, oh no, we is it a bit too much? No, it's branding, and then they have their Brooklyn accents. So yeah, that was. I expected them to do something like that because I was like, there's got to be an explanation as to why they're not doing the Yahoo all the time, and they have the original voice actor be in that scene and go, yeah, no, it's fine. I like what you're doing. But yeah, so ultimately they get transported. The one thing I found about this movie is the whole starting off point of how they get to the Mushroom Kingdom is that New York is flooding, and there's like a pipe that's burst or something, and then it's flooding New York, and then you or Brooklyn. I don't know American states and towns and things in the cities and stuff like that. And so it's flooding. I think it's Brooklyn. I don't know if Brooklyn's different to New York or if it's all in the same place. Because you got Brooklyn and Queens. I assume they're in the same region of New York and Long Island. I don't know. Oh fuck, pretty much. Christ. But yeah, the pipe bursts and they go, oh yeah, this is our moment to shine and we're gonna fix this pipe. And then they they go into the sewers and they're like, oh yeah, we gotta fix it. And then they fix it. Well, they don't fix it. They kind of fuck it up and then they fall down into the deeper sewers and then there's the magical pipe. They don't fix the flooding thing, but then when they come back, it's all fixed. So they didn't really need to be there in the first place. It's just funny that the whole starting incident is that there's a pipe, and it's so like the original one. I feel like Nintendo had notes, and they were like, here are our notes, just make it cuter than the original one, don't make it weird cyberpunk dystopian future. Yeah, then they get transported, they split Mario and Luigi, and you kind of go, oh yeah, that's fine. And then it's just like, after that. I think it looks nice. I think the movie has a nice animation style to it, and all the little hidden Easter eggs and references to it, stuff like that, I thought was good. I like the bits where they do the side-scrolling, like Mario's running to go to a apartment where they're trying to fix this, their first job, and then they do their car's broken down, let's go run, and then they do a little run through the streets, and it's all side-scrolly. Apology. And then it was just kind of yeah. I think, so let's get the elephant out of the room. I don't think Chris Pratt's bad in this. I think it's kind of just yeah, it's just Chris Pratt. You kind of settle into it, and you're like, The ones I didn't like were Anya Taylor-Joy. I don't think her Peach is bad. You really hear her voice in it, and she's kind of just running through the motions. That was the thing I found about this movie. It was very quickly paced, because it's only an hour and 30 minutes, which is nice. Well, an hour and 32 minutes. And it does breeze by, and I feel like that's just, it's the TikTok generation, because it's just, one to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, scene-wise. It's very just, here's this, and this, and this, and we're gonna just jump you through, and we're gonna not question anything, and we're just gonna have, the way Mario meets Princess Peach is he runs into Toad, and Toad brings him to the Mushroom Kingdom, and then he's like, okay, I got you, I'll get you in, so that you can talk to Princess Peach. And then Princess Peach is ordering her army of toads around, and then she leaves the room, and Mario's broken in and runs, and she's just like, "You, come help me." And he's like, "Okay." And then they do a little training montage with "I Need a Hero." That was the thing. The music choices in this are really weird. It's just a really weird mesh of like original Nintendo stuff that works, and then it's just like really needle drop weird music. Like "I Need a Hero." It felt very Shrek, like just random songs that people recognize just to get the point across. Like "Take on Me," was it? Plays whilst riding around on a cart in Donkey Kong Land. Like, it's just really weird needle drops. And then they kind of just, yeah, so that's literally how Mario and Peach interact. They just basically, she goes, yep, you random person, you're gonna come help me, no questions asked, and we're just gonna do a little training montage to see if you're good. He fails it, and then she's still like, yep, let's drag you along, and we're gonna go to the Donkey Kingdom. And then the Donkey Kingdom's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna help you until you beat the shit out of my son. And we're gonna do... It resembles so much like Thor Ragnarok, that fight sequence. If Mario had said, "Oh, that's a friend from the zoo," as like a little joke when he saw a monkey, then it does like a Family Guy cutaway, and it shows like Mario at a zoo and sees sees a gorilla that looks like Donkey Kong, and he's just like, "Oh yeah," and then just like that would have felt right at home. I know it's meant to be a Super Smash Bros. Level, but it felt more like Thor Ragnarok with the Colosseum around and everyone cheering, and then the guy that you recognize coming out on the field, and then them having a punch on, and then Donkey Kong's winning, and then Mario, who is Thor, wins at the end because of a cheap shot, basically. It felt more like Thor Ragnarok than it did Super Smash Bros., in my opinion. And then... They do the Mario Kart thing, where they build Mario Karts, and it's like, okay, cool. And then they do a little chase, and then, all while this is happening, Luigi is basically... I liked all the Luigi stuff, but he is sidelined so hard in this movie. He basically gets captured within the first 30 minutes of this movie, and then just sits in a prison cell for pretty much most of the movie, whilst the little suicidal star thing wants to, whatnot. I think this movie opens really well with that, the Bowser destroying the penguin castle thing to get the superstar, and it's like, oh yeah, cool. But yeah, I thought Jack Black was good as Bowser. I don't like this song, the Peaches song everyone seems to be raving about. I didn't find it that funny or clever. It's just like, it felt weird to me. Didn't love it. I like that he was just basically an incel, and was like, if I do this and she's gonna like me. Never interacted with her before, but I really like her, and if I just destroy her and threaten her, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win her heart. So I like that, because he is a good villain. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think it was a decent villain, if not kind of weak. I just like Jack Black. Jack Black's good. I'm sorry, my lungs are absolutely shot. I should have got a drink. Hang on, let's get a nice drink to, like, cool my lungs down. That's better. Oh, and then, yeah, we got... What else did we get? I'm trying to remember, because it's been a while since it's been like a week since I watched it. Because the problem I've been having is, there's too many movies out, and I'm very poor at the moment. So I've been having to kind of pick and choose when I go. And I've also been very busy. So I've just been trying to pick and choose when I go to the cinemas. And so I haven't been seeing stuff day off. But that will change when I go see Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse. Because, oh boy, that is my most anticipated movie of the year. And it comes out in the 1st of June in the UK, not the 2nd. So I get to see it a whole day early. And so my review will be out on time, hopefully, for that. Rather than this, which is nearly nearly a month late. Because it came out on the 5th. And it's going to be released today, hopefully. When I finish recording this. And Fast X is when did that release? 12. So yeah, I'm like 2 weeks late for the Fast X one. Oh, Fast X, man. When we get to Fast X, that movie was ruined for me. But yeah, ultimately, I felt this movie was fine. I thought it was good references. It was fast enough. I feel like if you're a kid, you'll enjoy it. I'm sorry for any sad adults who are big Nintendo fans who really wanted I don't know what they wanted, to be honest. I feel like this is the best you could get. I would have liked more solid plot, but I don't mind the fast-paced plot. It just feels very reference. Here's a thing, we gotta hit these points. I feel like they could have saved some stuff for another movie, because they knew this movie was gonna be big. This movie's already made $1.2 billion. And, I mean, why would they not? Why would they assume anything else? This movie was advertised massively. So this movie is 100% gonna get a sequel. Because, oh yeah, that's the thing. They teased Yoshi, even though they showed Yoshi's in the Mario world anyway. Like, it would have been... It's such a weird choice to have an end credit scene that shows something that we've already seen. But this one's very specifically a reference to You Gotta Guess Yoshi. But yeah, all in all, I think that's pretty much all I have to say on this movie. It was pretty good. I don't love it. I just think... What was there? I'm just trying to have a think about anything else that really stood out to me. I liked the little wizard guy. Fuck, what's his name? Oh yeah, I liked the final fight with Peach having like the ice flower or I thought Peach I thought it was a nice. All the power ups were kind of cool, like Mario's Tanuki suit, the cat suit, and all of that. I thought they were good. Just kind of weird. Oh, that's the thing. Mario destroys destroys New York pretty much because he fucking gets a bullet bill, a huge one, to fucking follow him into the warp pipe and destroy the warp pipe, which then sucks Bowser's entire island into New York or Brooklyn. I don't know if they're different. Oh, fuck. Christ. Oh, my lungs, man. But yeah, and it's just like, cool. You just basically... Why did you think that would work? I don't know what his plan was. Oh, that's the other thing, is the whole movie was like building up to Luigi and Mario being like, we're in this together, till the end, basically. And Mario was like, Luigi. It never felt like Luigi, like their parents kind of say that Mario's holding Luigi back. And like Luigi is a hindrance to Mario and stuff like that. But because Luigi gets sidelined for most of this movie, when he does actually get his little action thing, it's just kind of like, oh, okay. Well, there wasn't really any build up to that. It's kind of happened, and then they fight Bowser with the Superstar, which lasts a very long time. But yeah, it was ultimately fun. I think ultimately I'd probably watch a sequel if I go with some other people, or it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray or streaming. Ugh. But yeah, I wouldn't rush out to see the sequel. I'd be like, yeah, it was fine. Anyway, let's move on to Fast X, the movie I've just come out of. And oh boy, is this movie, it's fine. I like it a lot more than Fast 9. Fast 9 annoyed me, because Fast 9 became very self-referential, and kind of jokey about the whole seriousness, whereas this one takes itself way too seriously again, and I like that, because its whole point is it's just super serious nonsense. Like, it's so serious, but it's so funny at the same time, and this one was great. I think this is the most I've liked Jason Momoa in any film or thing that I've seen him in, because he is just out there. He is having the time of his fucking life, just being an absolute psychopath. And yeah, I like Charlize Theron. She's back. She's being beat. I love her action scenes, man. Charlize Theron is such a good actress. For action, she can just do stuff, and I'm just like, yep, I believe she can kick the fucking shit out of anyone. Who else? We got some new characters. We got Brie Larson. I enjoyed Brie Larson's character as Mr. Nobody's daughter. I was surprised that he had a daughter as well as a son or whatever the fuck it was. I don't know. Remember if Lil Nobody? He kind of just sideline Scott Eastwood again. It's so funny. Scott Eastwood is in these movies just to be like, yeah, you're just getting sidelined again. Who else? We got Daniela Malcoya, Ratcatcher from Suicide Squad, and random. Oh, spoilers for Guardians. Random security lady in Guardians 3. I think that was her. But yeah, I found that weird. I can't remember because this movie is a like follow up to Fast 5, basically, where the whole premise is that the son of the guy who they fucked over in the 5th film comes back to try and destroy Dom's family and whatnot. And I can't remember, but because Dom dates that lady. Oh fuck! I can't remember anyone's names in these movies. I'm trying to remember the name of the lady. Whatever. The person who's Dom's ex partner, who, when Letty was missing, basically was Dom's love, and they had the kid who's now, which, can I just say, very weird the Dom's kid is like mixed race, but more on the black side. When both Dominic Toretto is pretty white and his mum's pretty fucking white. Like, I feel like they forget that that's not Dom and Letty's kid. Because it's so weird to see Dom's kid be like I have no problem with it. It's just such a weird choice, because it feels like they went, oh yeah, we keep forgetting that it's not Letty's kid, and it's the other lady's kid. It's just weird, because I'm pretty sure the baby in the other movies has been white. So, like, it's just a weird little thing that I'm just like, they blacked that kid up just to, I don't know why they did it. I don't know if they just didn't think about it, or they just wanted this kid as the actor. It doesn't bother me, it's fine. It was just weird looking at, because you just look at Dom Toretto, who's just like a white guy but tanned, and then his mum in the movies is just purely white, and then you just go, oh, okay, cool, they have a mixed race black son, or mixed race, and it's like, it was just a weird thing that I thought about when I was in the movie. Because I was just like, it feels like this is meant to be Letty's kid with Dom. Makes more sense, but it's always not, because it's just like, Anyway, my weird little side tangent out of the way. But yeah, the whole reason I was getting onto that was because, Elena? Yeah, Elena, that's the name of, Dom's ex-girlfriend. Yeah, Elena's, sister turns up in this. And I can't remember if Elena had a sister or mentioned a sister in any of the previous films. Which is Daniela Malquire's character. That was a weird side tangent to go on, because I was just like, oh yeah. But yeah, she basically turns up halfway through this movie and basically does a street race and then reveals, oh yeah, I'm the sister, and Dom knew all along because my mum smiled, or my sister smiled, or the same way, or whatever. Who knows? There's another thing, it's like mixed race family. I have no problem with it, it's just fun to see like weird characters coming back and being new characters, and then the whole family's just like, yep. But yeah, who knows? Who knows what's going on? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, but yeah, so that was Dom lets a guy die in a car because of that. The fact that I was like, why is he saving her? Because she's attractive? No, it turns out it's the ex-girlfriend's sister, and it's like, oh, okay, that's why she's more important, because she's family, and the other guy's just a friend. He's not family. But yeah, let's talk about the act. It was alright. I liked it. It's not as crazy as some of the other ones. It's just kind of like chases down streets and a street race, and then quite a crazy sort of thing but it's all in the trailers, so you can basically, that's the one thing I found about these trailers, was that they show way too much. And speaking of way too much getting revealed, they've just basically done nothing to stop the fact that the whole reveal of Hobbs, like Dwayne The Rock Johnson being back, and what's her face? Wonder Woman. Fuck, what's her name? What's her name? Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot being back. Like for some odd reason, movie review websites and like video websites and stuff like that, day one, like normally with Marvel and stuff like that, the ones that like you have like people care about spoilers and things like that. And I assumed like these people would have like maybe a 2-day, 3-day sort of lockdown on putting major spoilers and clickbaity headlines. And it just seems to be thrown out the window. Like everyone just seemed to just go, nah, with this one, a week before the movie is even out, we're just going to reveal headlines and stuff like that, where they basically go, hey look, Hobbs is back. Oh, Gal Gadot's back. And it's just like, oh, okay, cool. I mean, they're not in it much. They're right at the end, literally, after Charlize Theron and Michelle Rodriguez have broken out of that maximum security prison. But yeah, that's a weird one. I'm glad they didn't, because this was my worry. They don't bring Paul Walker back. They kind of just mention Brian's around, looking after the kids that he and his wife have. Dom's sister had, and yeah, I'm glad they don't bring him back. They have him at the very beginning, technically, because they just use reused footage from Fast 5. So that's how they get Brian back in. It's basically, hey look, we've got old footage and we're gonna that was the best action scene, to be fair, and that was from the other movie, because that's safe. that safe heist is so good in that movie. And if I ever go and rewatch Fast 5, again, that is the best bit. And now I'll be looking for all the bits where they have like, oh yeah, here's this bit, this bit, and then I'm like, Jason Momoa is there. I want to see how well they did the like splicing. But yeah, so basically Jason Momoa just suddenly becomes like a god in this world where he basically can do anything and whatnot, and has... Oh yeah, because he basically steals from Cypher, Charlize Theron's character at the very beginning, all of her stuff, because he's a psycho who goes after people's families and tries to get them to do that. He basically threatens them, and Cypher's like, well, shit. This guy's crazy. And then that fight scene's really good. Where Charlize Theron takes down basically an entire group and then goes to Dom and basically kickstarts it all. And then it's like, oh, Roman's leading the group and he's basically led them into a trap. And then they have to drive cars around Rome. And Michelle Rodriguez is on a motorcycle for some reason. Because, yeah. And then, what else? Jason Statham's back which was teased at the end of Hobbs and Shaw, where you basically get Han and Jason Statham hanging out at the end. And then this one, this one feels definitely like a middle part, but it's very long as well. Like 2 hours and 20 minutes. Probably around 2 hours and 5 minutes, because you got like 15 minutes of credits, with one end credit scene, which is the Hobbs reveal. I want to know how, is it Giselle? Giselle is back? Gal Gadot's character, because she falls off onto a runway. But then again, every character in this franchise has died and come back, and it's a hologram, and it's all nonsense. Yeah, sorry, my mind went blank. But yeah, so basically, because they basically have a lot of characters, and they have a lot of plot points to get through. So you get basically Roman, Tej, and, what's the other girl's name? The one who makes God's Eye. What's her name? Oh, why do all these characters have to suck? Why do I not remember her name? What's her fucking... Ramsey! Fucking Ramsey. God. Yeah, Ramsey. Yeah, so they're all off on one adventure. With Han as well. And they're separated from Dom. That's the one thing I'm like, the teams that they have. Oh yeah, fucking John Cena's back in this movie as well. And I like his little side story where he's just like the weird uncle. He's having the time of his life, hanging out with Dom's son, trying to drive across the country to get to a secret bunker or whatever the fuck it is when all the shit goes to the fan. But yeah, so Ramsey and all of that lot are off on like their own little side mission because they got separated and they got basically locked out and all of that. And so they go to Jason Statham's character. And then you can kind of feel like their storyline ends, and Jason Statham basically gets told that his mum's gonna go get killed, and so he goes off and does something, and then you don't see him for the rest of the movie. And then you see these characters at the very end when their plane gets shot down, and you go, ugh, and then you go, ugh, because this ends on a cliffhanger. Basically, all the culmination is Dom's son gets captured, Dom saves his son, they drive off the dam, they show that in the trailers, and then you're like, ugh, Dom's suffering has happened and now it's time for him to die. Basically, they're about to blow up the dam and then it cuts. And then it cuts to the Arctic where Letty and Cypher are, and then, the submarine with What's-Her-Face emerges, and then, then Hobbs is in a thing, and that's basically it. But yeah, this ends on a cliffhanger, and you don't know what's gonna happen. So I imagine the next movie, 11, is gonna basically immediately pick up from here. And then if we ever get that secret 12th movie that they've been threatening us with, and then all the spin-offs that they're going to do, I hope some people are actually dead in this, because it's really stupid that some of them are still alive. I imagine the entire plane's going to go down, and they're all going to have gotten out because they were in cars. But yeah, ultimately this was fun. I didn't hate it. I liked it a lot more than the last one. It's a lot more sincere and a lot more serious. And Jason Momoa is a really good villain. And yeah, whilst it doesn't make any sense, like some of the action just makes no sense. Like, you can stop a bomb that's rolling down with a car, and then you can hit a car into a crane. And that's the whole point of these movies. They're stupid fun. And yeah, I thought the music choices were good. Ultimately, I don't remember any of them. But ultimately in the movie, they didn't take me out like Super Mario. They all just kind of blended in really well. Yeah, I look forward to the next one. I actually did enjoy this one. If a bit messy here and there, ultimately it was good. I hate the fact that Pete Davidson turns up, though. Although he does get punched in the, like, slapped in the face and stuff like that. So, he just seems to be in everything, and I don't like that guy. I'm sure he's nice, but he just gives off sleazy scumbag energy, and I don't like him at all. But yeah, so ultimately that is the 2 movies that I've watched. Next week I will actually be here, will be Spider-Verse Across the Spider-Verse, or Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, because I'm actually 100% going to see that, and so hopefully I will be able to do a full spoiler review for that. And then, yeah, we're entering the summer period, so we're entering, like, what's going to be out? We got Extraction 2 on Netflix in some point in June, we got Transformers, we got MI7, we got The Flash, we got a lot of movies and TV shit, like, TV, the start of, fucking Secret Invasion will kick off. We got a lot of stuff coming out in the summer. And God, it's gonna be an interesting time. In TFE news, just at the tail end of this, I don't know what's happening with it. There's not been a lot of news that's interested me, and that was the whole point of the chat, like the show. Dan's still away doing stuff. He may or may not come back. I'm not sure at this point. I need to get in touch with him. But yeah, he's still doing his thing, and yeah. So, we may be shifting around. It may mostly be TBOs for a little while, unless something major happens-wise that I actually want to talk about on my own. Because talking about the news on your own just kind of, it gives you a biasy, and whilst I'm very opinionated and biased, it's nice to have an opposite to bounce the discussion off of, and kind of get like a more ideal sort of situation. So, that's why TFE hasn't been happening as much, because unless it's something I really want to talk about, news-wise, I won't be doing it solo. So, once Dan's back, if Dan's back, who knows at this point, we will get to TFE again. But yeah, so expect mostly TBOs, and thank you for listening. I've been enjoying doing this. I'm sorry I've been away for so long. I plan on streaming a lot in July because I'm going to be off. So hopefully that will be a thing that I can do. And then hopefully we can get stuff back on. But it's going to be busy movie-wise. So I'm definitely going to be doing movie reviews. And yeah, chat to you next time. Bye-bye.